The 10-year mystery of Flight MH370. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 is a Boeing 777, one of the safest aircraft ever built, on a routine red-eye flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. In the cockpit, 53-year-old Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a man with over 18,000 hours of experience. As the plane prepares to leave Malaysian airspace, Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control radios a simple handoff. Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh. The reply from the cockpit is calm, casual, completely normal. Good night, Malaysian 370. It is the last voice transmission ever heard from the flight. The disappearance. This was not an accident. At 01:21 a.m., the moment the plane went dark to civilian radar, something else happened. Malaysian military radar, a primary system that doesn't need a transponder, was still tracking a target. The blip was MH370. It had abandoned its flight path and was now flying silent, deliberately avoiding radar. It flew west, crossing back over Malaysia and out over the Andaman Sea. At 02:22 a.m., it flew beyond the range of military radar and vanished again, this time for good. For the next 7 days, the world searched in the wrong place. The public was told the plane was lost in the South China Sea. But in the background, investigators were looking at a single terrifying clue that proved the plane wasn't lost. It was still flying. A British satellite company, Inmarsat, had a communications satellite in orbit over the Indian Ocean. Its logs showed it was receiving handshakes, simple automated pings from Flight 370. The pings contained no data, no location, but they were proof the plane was powered on and flying for 7 more hours. The final handshake, the last electronic whisper from the plane, was received at 8:19 a.m. The plane had flown on for 6 hours, deep into the vast, empty southern Indian Ocean until, presumably, it ran out of fuel. The theories. The plane was gone. The mystery had just begun. There are 3 theories, each more chilling than the last. Theory 1. The ghost flight. This is the official theory. A fire, perhaps an electrical fire or one in the cargo hold, breaks out. The crew is overwhelmed. The sharp turn west wasn't malice. It was a desperate, heroic attempt to turn back and land at the nearest airport, Pulau Langkawi. But they never made it. The fire, or the lack of oxygen, a mass hypoxia event, incapacitates everyone on board. The pilots, the crew, the passengers, all unconscious. But the plane, on autopilot, flies on. A ghost flight, for 6 hours, until its engines starve the fuel and it free-fell into the sea. Theory 2. Unlawful interference. The official 2018 report concluded the plane was manually turned off its path. It stated investigators cannot rule out unlawful interference by a third party. A hijacking. The timing was precise. The transponder was switched off the very moment the plane was in a black spot between Malaysian and Vietnamese control. This suggests someone with expert knowledge. But why? No terrorist group ever claimed responsibility. No ransom was ever demanded. Which leads to the darkest, most controversial theory. That the man in command, Captain Zahari, did it himself. This theory gained traction when investigators seized the captain's sophisticated home flight simulator. Deep inside the hard drive, the FBI found it, a deleted flight path. That path, flown on the simulator less than a month before the disappearance, plotted a route from Kuala Lumpur, turning west, and heading deep into the southern Indian Ocean, initially similar to the one MH370 is believed to have taken. The pilot's family has always and fiercely denied this. But in 2020, Tony Abbott, the Australian Prime Minister who led the search, stated publicly what many had long suspected. Tony Abbott, my very clear understanding from the very top levels of the Malaysian government is that from very, very early on, they thought it was murder-suicide by the pilot, a hypoxia event, a hijacking, or a deliberate act by the search. The Inmarsat data provided the what, but not the where. The pings only gave investigators 2 massive arcs, and the plane could be anywhere along them. The most expensive underwater search in history began. For 3 years, they scanned 120,000 square kilometers of the most treacherous ocean floor on the planet. They found nothing. Then, in July 2015, over a year after the vanishing, a man cleaning a beach on Reunion Island, 4,000 kilometers away, finds a piece of metal. It's a flaperon, a part of a Boeing 777's wing. Investigators fly it to France. They match the serial numbers. It is the first and only confirmed piece of MH370. More pieces followed. A part of a wing flap, a stabilizer panel. In all, more than 20 pieces of debris, confirmed or almost certain to be from the plane, have washed up on the shores of Mozambique, Tanzania, and Madagascar. The debris proved the plane was destroyed by a high-speed impact with the ocean. It proved it was in the southern Indian Ocean, but it could not show where. In January 2017, the official search was called off. The mystery, it seemed, would remain unsolved.